Hello everyone, and welcome to the Riddle School Developer Commentary. Because it makes sense to make a developer commentary for a game that's 10 years old. I'm going to be playing through all 7 of the games, and most likely making fun of all of them in the process, because I'm a very self-critical person. And this one in particular I made when I was 11, so of course I'm going to be making fun of myself. For example, this main menu button. I don't think this was the first time I used it. I think I used it in a sprite animation called Mario Bob-omb Battle first, but I think it's a dumb joke. Just this button obviously proceeds to the main menu. That's not even really meant to be a joke. It's just supposed to be an explanation of what the button does. And I only put it there because I learned how to make this kind of button that makes something pop up whenever you roll your mouse over it, so I just wanted to use it somehow. And then these buttons, I think they were based on a Flash game called Tactical Assassin, which had buttons in the main menu that were bouncy, and I liked them, so I basically stole that idea. Not that it's necessarily, like, a unique idea, but I just liked it. Also, gotta love the red text on red background. Terrible. And then the quit button doesn't do anything, just because I didn't know how to make the game quit whenever you press that button, so I just kept it there as a joke. But anyways, let's begin. Jonbro presents, because I was Jonbro back then instead of Jonochrome now. I had to eventually change that name because, well, I wanted to change it because I thought that it kind of sounded too young, but also because there's someone already named Jonbro online. I'm going to be skipping over dialogue for the most part, because I assume that people who are watching these developer commentaries have already played the games. Terrible perspective on these chairs. I guess it doesn't matter though, they could be tilted. You might notice that a lot of things in this game are black and white, for no real reason. And I mentioned this in the Riddle School 5 developer commentary, but this game was originally going to be a madness game, which is why it says Mathness on the wall, and like the desk is black and white, kind of like Madness is black and white, and this back wall and these desks, and the doors whenever you enter the hallway are all black and white. And that's because all of this used to be black and white. I just colored in a bunch of stuff and then forgot some things. And it was going to be kind of terrible. I think the intro was going to be like, Phil was a madness kid, and he jumps up and shoots the teacher, and then the gun was going to be in the inventory, and it was going to be basically a Columbine situation, which would have been very offensive, but I didn't have any concept of what was offensive at the time. Also, there's a hall pass behind this locker. You can click here to get it without opening the locker, just because I didn't think about the hitbox. So that's something for all you kids out there doing your speedrun strats. Whatever. Oh yeah, Miss Coffee's hand is pink for some reason instead of her actual skin color, and the reason for that is this is just Mr. Calm's hand copied and pasted. Which, for the record, this guy's the pronunciation that I had in mind for his name is Mr. Calm, because he's calm and collected, and also kind of stupid. Which has no relation to the word calm, just that's a description of his character. Gosh, this game looks so terrible, but also charmingly terrible. That's Smiley. She's the only one in the school who likes learning. She's always been a she. Ever since the beginning, even though she doesn't have girly hair, she was always a girl. And these designs were just the designs that I came up with for bald students, because I didn't feel like drawing hair, I guess. And the reason that Smiley doesn't have hair now is because I guess I didn't know how to draw girls. What are you doing? Oh yeah, I forgot about the feather duster. And the trash sent in by Oscar, which is clearly a Sesame Street reference. Alright, guy. Also, you can click on stuff in here, which I kind of forgot about. 5stad 808, which is supposed to sort of look like Bob, but it was also because, like, I think the idea was that I drew his character and then I wanted to flip it around and so I wanted to give him a name that looked the same horizontally if you flipped it left or right. Also, Goatman made a remake of this game where he talked about how I made this joke that the sinks look terrible and that Phil was being sarcastic about how they have a sleek, cool-looking design. And I actually did think that this was a cool-looking design. That wasn't a joke. But, I mean, it probably looks especially terrible because of the thick outlines that I did for everything in this game. Because I didn't know how to make anything look decent with thinner lines, I guess. And I just wanted to make it all consistent. Alright, Richie. Give you your hall pass. He runs away, has a walk cycle. For some reason, this north button doesn't have any dialogue the second time you click on it on the screen. I'm not really sure why that is. But it's a glitch, I guess. Not one that really matters. I remember reading a review on Newgrounds a long time ago that pointed out that the mistake in this poster, like, this school has 7 students, it actually has 8. Because there's Phil, Fred, Smiley, Zach, 5 on the poster, Richie that we just saw, Chubb here, and then Greg, and that's 8. So, I got that wrong, and I even got that wrong in the fun facts for the game, but oh well. I just had to point out my mistake whenever I finally made Riddle Transfer 2, and it took place in this same school. I don't like this button. This south button, you can only click on it on the side, because the cookie machine overrides the hitbox. And I'm kind of surprised that you can click behind the cookie machine, like on the shadow. He actually points out that there's a toy car back there. I think it's probably because I had this idea that you would click behind the cookie machine and then plug it in, and I didn't know how to do that. But then I did it anyways for Riddle School 2, because I had a little bit more knowledge of how to make a game by then. So, okay. Instead of doing the whole cookie thing, you get $1. Box office. It's a terrible joke, but I still like it. Yeah. This teacher, I don't know who she is. She doesn't have a name. She's never going to have a name. She's just the teacher here. So I need to talk to the principal. I want to tell him a joke. Jokes are always fun. Go right on in. I like the messages in the boxes, too. All the music, by the way, is also madness. People seem to be confused by this scene. They think that Mr. Question, that's how you pronounce his name, kicks you out of the room, but you just run out of the room really fast after he's knocked over the desk. I don't know why he doesn't follow you out, but he doesn't. That's something I never noticed. This line doesn't go all the way to the left side of the screen for some reason. Most of these do. Oh well. And this is an unnecessarily fancy-looking key. I'm not entirely sure why that is. But there are a lot of things that I don't get about this game, even though I made it. Even this music is from Madness, apparently. I don't know what one that it's from. But yeah, now go read a good book. This was made back when I didn't think that there were going to be more games. But I decided to make another one because people in reviews were saying, hey, you should make another one. And maybe try doing this and this and this to make it better. And I thought, you know what? I like to try to improve myself. I'm going to see about that. I'm going to try to make another one that's better than this one is. And that's how Riddle School 2 got made. So, we'll play that one next. Thank you for watching.